Welcome back, fellas, into this new video Tech Express. Today let's talk a little bit more about Houstinger. If you're still using sections and columns, your website is living into the 2022, but today I'm going to be showing you how to get started with a single streamlined interface. On the left you have 90 widgets, the right is for the actual canvas. So we're going to be talking a lot about the actual new element of the Elementor. So to get started with the Elementor, usually what you need to do is hit into the element that says the pages, go for add the page. Once you go, for example, into plugin and make sure that you have downloaded the actual Elementor plugin, it will be now available into your actual store. In this case, let's say, for example, that I'm going to be going and name this, for example, product page. And I'm going to be editing this with Elementor. So forget the actual columns, because we wanted to use, for example, there's the Flexbox containers that you can see directly inside here. They reduce your code by 60%, making your site load instantly to make this process much more faster. There's the toggling between the row and the column direct. Inside a container, you control the actual direction, right, that appears directly inside here, and basically it's going to be really great to change this, because you can set it up the row lines items to horizontally or columns to stack the head, and to make this process much more faster. So let's say, for example, that I just add a quick heading, I add a quick text editor, and I'm going to add a quick section that here should be adding an actual image, and here should be, let's say, for example, a thumbnail view. You can choose the actual image, select it, and there we go. Now you can select the actual widget that appears directly inside here. Let's say this one. There we go. I select it into my actual style. I can be changing the actual margin out of this. Now there's the style and the global settings. If you focus, for example, into Elementor and you go for the site settings, here directly what you can do is to focus for the global colors. You neither have to style a widget individually. You can just go for the global colors, and you can just set them up directly into the primary, which is the secondary, which is the text, and which is the accent, which I think is going to be really and pretty well to make these kind of changes. So to changing the actual global, define your brand colors and fonts here, so when you change your mind later, you can just one-click update every single page into your actual site. Now we can drag in an atom form widget. I'm going to head back. I'm going to close this. We have the atomic elements, and basically here these are composable widgets you can take apart and the actual rebuild, and appears directly into your actual own globals. In my case, I think that we don't have this available yet, but it's going to be appearing directly inside this element. And what you can do, for example, is that you needed an actual composable widget you can take apart and rebuild. If you needed a custom feature, for example, you just right click in any widget and select edit with the actual artificial intelligence, which I think is going to be pretty awesome. Once again, this is not available into the actual free version. And the responsive design, for example, 80% of your traffic is mobile, so we can use the AI responsive toggle when you click the responsive mode icon into the actual mobile, right? So it would automatically cascade your desktop design into an actual mobile view to make this process much more faster, and we don't have to do absolutely anything else, right? And the launched and the optimization. If you click, for example, into the publish, for example, you can analyze the actual performance. Yeah, Elementor nowadays includes a built-in performance analyzer that can be helping you, of course, to minimize your code and optimize your images to ensure 90% more page speed score. And of course, you can just check them out directly into the Elementor views. So something else, for example, is that Elementor has their own paged website, so you can check them that there's a lot, but truly a lot of templates that you can use for your own website, and they even have the virtual assistants nowadays to make this process much more faster and to learn a little bit more about how to get started with the actual Elementor. So if you ask me, basically yes, this is a really great element to get started. And well, if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more great tools like this. And hopefully with all this being said, guys, we can all see you all next time.